Halloween greetings, everyone, and welcome to Dragons and Dresses Craftsorium. Oh, that kind of rhymed. Cool. It's April here, and we're going to do something a little different for our Halloween collaboration with Mini Scenes GB. That's Miss Tracy Lippett, and Crafty YouTubers United, which is our Discord group. I'm going to show you guys how I do my hot glue art. I think it's pretty neat. These are pre-gessoed canvas panels that I bought from Amazon on the deal days. They had them pretty cheap. I think I got 8 of them for $6.99. So it was good. And I just penciled a drawing on here. And it's going to be kind of, I can hang the bottom panel from the top panel with string from the back and then hang it up in the house or do whatever with it. Give it to the school or something. But I've done a couple of ghosts, just rough drawings. I am not a pencil artist at all. And it doesn't matter because if I go outside the lines when I start doing the hot glue, because I'm going to paint over the whole thing with black anyway. And then, boo, with some blood drips. Did I scare you? I didn't mean to scare you if I did. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the easy ones. And not going to be talking too much, so I'm just going to play some spooky music and get this party started. Okay, we're going to do these out of sequence. I did this one on silent with the spooky music just to show you how to do it. Now I'm going to explain how I did it because this is all going to get smoothed out when I hit it with the heat gun. I just wanted it to pop off the panel. As you can see, it's raised up pretty good. And of course, you can't have Halloween without blood. So I'm going to do the other one, and I'm going to explain to you how I do this. Okay, now you saw how to do it. Oop, cut that out. You saw how I did all that, but I'm going to explain how I do it. Okay, the first thing is you get your hot glue gun really, really hot. Now, I have all these long sticks for my mini glue gun, which it's best to use a mini glue gun unless you're going to do a large piece. But what I prefer to use is the SureBonder glue roll, because that way you don't have to keep putting it in. It just stays on there for the 5 feet of glue stick. Sometimes I'll cut it in half or thirds, and if you pencil draw it out first, then you can go ahead and do all of your line work and then fill it in. Like this. Keep a constant, steady pressure on your trigger. When you have to stop, leave it down and then redo your trigger. Like so. And then fill it in. Like I said, you can use a hot glue gun, not a hot glue gun, a heat embossing tool or a hair dryer or a heat gun, whatever, to make it smooth, which mine is in the other room, so I'll have to go get it to do that part, but it's okay. Now I'm just filling it in. And of course, to do the blood drips, it's pretty easy. And you can do your fine line work with a small glue gun and then use your big glue guns, the regular size ones, to do all the fill-in work. That would be phenomenal, which I didn't think about that until I just said that, but now I'm close to being done. Because this is a simple project, you just got to let it cool completely. And when I was touching the other one, it was not hot at all. It was not even really warm. It just wasn't solidified yet. I know I'm using some big words this week, y'all. Amazing, isn't it, that I know all those words? I used one the other day, malleable. Yeah, I know. Halloween is my favorite holiday. We don't really call it Halloween. We call it Samhain, Samhain, whatever. It's our holiest of holidays. It's when the veil is the thinnest. Okay. Oop, missed a spot. Got it. And don't worry about your strings because you can always pick those off, and I'll show you another trick with the glue gun too. You can use on anything that you use hot glue gun on. Now, we're going to do the blood drips on the top. I just want this to get nice and, yeah, because when I go to paint over these, I'm going to do them in glow in the dark. I'll do glow in the dark red on the blood drips. The rest will be glow in the dark ultra. I think it's called ultra. Ultimate glow in the dark. But now to do the blood drips, I do along the top in little sections, and then I take it and hold it down and just fill in the drip and let it drip down. If you need to, you want it longer, tap it. You can go along, do some more. It takes about 1.5 to 2 for each one of these ghosts and the blood drips. And if it's not perfect, don't worry about it because it's hot glue. You can heat it up and redo it. See, I filled this one in pretty good, so I don't think I'm going to need to go. Well, nope, there's a spot there I missed. And I'll go over that with my heat gun. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and turn my mic off so I can do the blue because now I have the hiccups. Sorry about that, y'all. Hey, it's, you know, it's a bodily function. Everybody hiccups. But, ooh, they do start hurting after a while, I found out as I got older. Anybody else have that problem? As you get older, your hiccups start hurting if they last too long? Oh, I don't know what that's about. Okay. And I just got hot glue on my microphone. They make great cobwebs, so to add to other things. right, we're going to let that one sit off to the side and cool off. And now I'm going to get to the other one. If you can make it in one solid line, that is always best. But if you can't, don't worry about it. It's hot glue. It will do what you want it to do. All right, I'm going to speed the rest of this up for the rest of the video until we get to the next part. Okay, so I'm going to take my hair dryer instead to even these out. Oh, not that one. That one's pretty good. I like the way that one's drippy and bumpy. Okay, there's that one. But this one needs some work. So I'm going to put it on hot and on high. Sorry for the noise, but I have a little clip-on fan right here that I'm going to cool it off quickly with. And I will mute the noise so you won't hear it. All right, here we go. Now, once it goes clear, it's hot. So you can take something like a spatula. I got this one from the Cricut stuff that I don't use for Cricut. And I'm going to smooth it out as best I can. If it has some streaks in it, that's fine because it's a ghost. Hello. It's got to have wrinkles. Hello. All right, let me heat the top up and do the same thing, and I'll do the same to the other one. cleaning off the excess off the spatula. And let's do it again. Let's move this out of the way. I don't want it stuck to the table. Now I am deforming my blood drips, so let's tap them back down the way they were. And that one's got some texture to it. The hot glue works better with a heat gun than a hair dryer. Trust me. I am finding that out right now because this is a good not construction, but a crafting hot glue where it's supposed to take a while to heat up. But we're going to cool this off real quick with my little Mickey Mouse fan. Okay, we're going to add some texture to the other one, and I'll be back with you when those are ready for the next step. Okay, now it's time to paint them. So I'm going to use my Decor Paint Chalky by Pentart, which I think I have about 4 bottles left of this that I was selling. And I want a matte finish, so I'm going to paint over these. It's also really good to make it like a gesso. You can put cornstarch or what is that, baking soda in your paint to make it like a gesso, so it gives your other things something to grab onto, so to speak. And it's going to get a couple of coats of this, especially over the glue. And I want to make sure I get the edges. So I'm going to do a couple of coats of this black on here, and then we will be back for the next step. I'm going to keep it going, but I am going to fast forward it because it's kind of like watching paint dry. All right, so it is like watching paint dry, but it's okay. You want to make sure you get around the edges of the glue as well. Because if you don't see, it leaves that little white mark right there. You want to make sure you get it from every angle so that every bit of it is covered. And once you do it with the matte finish, if you want to do a gloss black or whatever color you're going to use over it, go for it. But you want to have a matte finish to begin with. That way the glue is covered with a matte chalky so that any other paints or waxes or anything that you put on it has somewhere to grab onto. I hope I'm making sense, because I ain't making dollars. Come on, that was funny, y'all. All right, I'm going to fast forward from here, so enjoy the ride, as I like to say. It might be a bumpy one, so fasten your seatbelt. I'm going to dry these and do a second coat because when you have paint and it dries, sometimes it has a bubble in it, and when it dries, that bubble will pop and you can see little specks of white, which is what I was covering up. But I'm going to wait till this is good and dry and then do one more coat, and then we'll be back for the next and final step. All right, see you then. Okay, so of course, me being me, let me get this paint off here while I talk. I've changed my mind on how I'm going to paint them. So I have made up this DuraClear gloss varnish by Deco Art. I have it in a little container here with the glow-in-the-dark glitter. Where is it so I can show you? From Hobby Lobby. I know I've got it here. There it is. Yep, they want my Tylenol. Can't live without that. Glow-in-the-dark glitter from Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they still carry this or not, but when their glitter goes on sale, I get everything they got on the shelf because I love this glitter. I really do. But I mixed it in this little jar so I could have it for a while, and I'm going to put it on my little paint palette. Okay, it's not a paint palette. It's a tile that I use for polymer clay. And I'm going to mix the invisible red in it, and I'm going to mix the invisible white in a different batch, and that's what I'm going to use because that invisible white glows really, 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 really white. I used it on my nails when I did my nails the other day, and I forgot, and when I turned the lights out and all the other night when I went to bed, it startled me because 2 nails were white glow, the other ones were different colors of glow, but those 2, oh, especially this one that has the red handprints on it, which happens to be my granddaughter's favorite, of course, because she's a freak like me. Yeah, it was a little trippy. So, all right, that's enough for now, I guess. So I can get back to it. It's just driving me nuts because I can't stand to have something on my board. Which, thank you, Nikki. I'm still using the glass board from Tim Holtz that you gave me. I don't know if she watches or not anymore, but I'm going to take a couple Tylenol while I'm at it because my head is starting to pound and my back is already starting to ache. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my paint palette once I wipe it off a little bit. And mix some of this on here. Oh, I guess I should stir it up first, huh? And I'll be using a paintbrush anyway, so, because it's got a lot of glitter in it. And it's a beautiful purpley blue sparkle to it. I don't think it's going to pick it up. Oh, there you can see it right there on the handle. So we're going to put a little of that over here to do the red. No, I'll do the white first. I'll do the white first. Ooh. Wipe the end of that off. Take a little of this red of powder, and I'll use that same little spatula I used. Nope, I got a spoon. Here we go. And mix it in there, and if I need to add a little more of the DuraCoat, I can. Oh, and I just did red, not white. Well, all right, so I guess that'll be all my blood drips. Yeah, it made it too dry. I'm going to have to get a little more of the DuraCoat in there and get that little speck of black out. So I'm not perfect. Nobody is. If someone says that they are perfect, then you need to find out what planet they're from, because nobody on this planet is perfect. And if anyone says, oh, that came out exactly the way I wanted it to. No, it didn't. I mean, come on, folks, let's be real. You know, things change, things happen. We just got to roll with the flow. And if you are new to YouTube, being a new content creator, you do you, honey. You do what makes you happy. And if other people don't like it, they don't have to watch your videos. Am I correct? If I'm not, then please somebody explain that to me. But we're going to go ahead and do these blood drips first. It's not going to look like much but a black canvas with some glitter on parts of it. Just going to paint these on here. And I'm sure you don't really want to hear me ramble on about absolutely nothing or get into what I'm doing and just not speak at all, because I think that's a little weird. So I'm going to put the music back on while I do this. And if anyone has any questions, please leave a comment below, and I will get back with you, because I check my messages and my comments daily, 2 or 3 times a day, and I try to get back to them. I haven't figured out how to do the replies to my replies yet, but I will get there. And you can do this however you want. If you wanted to do this with paint your board black to begin with, or whatever color you want, and you want to do your blood drips in, say, or your drawing, your painting, in, say, glitter or the colored glue sticks, that would be cool too. Actually, I think I might order some colored glue sticks today, just so I can do another one, because it's therapeutic, because it's, I don't know, it's like a Zen thing, I guess. These just look like maybe icicles until it glows. And boy, does this glow. It's not necessarily a red, but it glows. It's kind of an orangey red, but I have yet to find a really good glowing red, real red. If anybody has any links to where I can get a real red glow paint or powder, please leave that comment below, message me something, because I have been hunting for a really good red glow for a while. I mean, I love solar color dust glow powders, but I really want a deep red, not deep, but a bright red glow. Okay, well, that's enough of me yamming around. Yemen? No. That's a place in another country, somewhere in Europe, Yemen. But I'm at yammering. So we're going to keep this going. And I'll put on some funky, creepy music. So we'll see you at the end. Now we're going to do just the Dura clear gloss varnish and the invisible white. I wanted the sparkle in the red, but I don't necessarily want it in the white. It says invisible white, but it's not really completely invisible. So I'm just going to mix this in, and I will more than likely have to do a couple of different ones. But I want it to be really, really, really white. So I'm going to charge that up real quick so I can show you how white it gets. Just the powder though. Okay, you ready for this? Ooh. That's how white it gets. You see that? I don't know if you can see that or not, but you will when I show you the pictures later, won't you? All right, so before this dries, I want to go ahead and get this on here. And I am going to seal this with a matte, what do you call it? Spray paint. Because I have lots of matte spray paints from when I was doing some tumblers last year for Christmas gifts. I don't do them for anybody for payment or anything. I just do them as gifts because I am not that good at it. I thought I was going to like it more than I do, but I don't. It gives me headaches with all the fish eyes and makes me feel inferior. And I am putting it on here thick because I want it to be thick. Hopefully it'll dry a little more clear than what it is. If it doesn't, it's okay. And if you get it on the rest of the board, since you have black on it anyway, all you got to do is cover it up with some more black. So I'm trying to be careful, but if you know me, you know I'm messy. So yeah, there's that. But I think it's going to be cool. And I'll take it in a dark room when I'm done and it's dry to take some stills to put at the end of the video. Yeah, see, I just got that all over that black canvas. But it's all right. I'll cover it up with a little more black with a fine line paintbrush. And I'll keep going over it until it's covered. It ain't the boss of me. Well, all right, so maybe sometimes the paint is the boss of us, but hey, you know what? We're bigger and badder. Yep, I just got that in a spot where it don't go. Now there are other ways that you can do this technique also. You can use the waxes, like the Finnabair wax or um, the Pentart waxes. And you can wax over the top of it to just highlight where you have the drawing, which I did one of those. If I can get a picture of it, I will. I did it for my sister who works at a school. She's the IT director at a school, an elementary school, and I made her one for her office of a tree with a kid on a swing, which today, when I'm filming this on the 4th of October, is her birthday, and it's also my son-in-law's mother's birthday. Happy birthday, Jessica and Barbara. I've already messaged them this morning in a text message, but hey, just in case they watch the video. Hope your day is going great for you, although I saw that Barbara is cleaning house. She's moved all the furniture and everything. I'm like, heck of a way to spend your birthday there, Barbara. And I just wiped all that off that I put on there. And I purposely dabbed it so that it will be brighter in some spots than others. All right, I'm going to sit these out in the sun to dry once I'm done with the two ghosties. And then I'm going to stop my dabbing and I will let them dry, and I will spray them with the matte spray paint sealer just so you can see what the finished product looks like, and I'll be back when that's done. All right, I'm going to just let it play while I'm painting. I'm going to have to mix some more up, and you've already seen me do this, so I'm going to do this, mix some more up, do the other ghosts, and I'll probably do a second coat on all three panels, and then I will come back when I am done, and we will see the results, and then I'll put some stills at the end that have them glowing. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. Well, it'll be milliseconds for you, but for me, it'll be a little bit. All right, see you on the